Hey there, slutties, it's Sammy, and I got some news for you. The inaugural Exotica Minneapolis is taking over the Minneapolis Convention Center June 26th through the 28th, and trust me, this one is coming in loud, proud, and absolutely unforgettable. Step inside a full-blown playground of pleasure, curiosity, and connection. Jaw-dropping live stage shows that keep your eyes glued and your pulse racing. Eye-opening seminars where you might just learn something deliciously new. And of course, an interactive dungeon built for exploration with consent and boundaries always front and center. And of course, the chance to meet your favorite adult stars, adult legends, and creators up close and personal. And yes, as always with Exotica, the staple of the convention that we love so much, Ladies Free Friday. So grab your crew, make it a night, and let it spiral into stories you'll be telling months from now. Lock in your tickets before they disappear at exoticaexpo.com. Can't wait to see you at Exotica.
No need to knock, the door's unlocked. Come on in, let's have some fun. We'll make it hot, won't wanna stop. Slide on into Suburban Slut. No need to knock, the door's unlocked. Come on in, let's have some fun. We'll make it hot, won't wanna stop. Slide on into Suburban Slut.
Hey there, slutties, and welcome to the neighborhood. Come on in, shoes off, pants off, inhibitions at the door. This is the Suburban Slut Podcast. What is it? It's your home for kinkery, sluttery, fuckery, and everything in between. It is your fantastic host, your feral delight himself, SammieSwitch, welcoming you to another episode of fun, chaos, and sexual delights. So please, boys, girls, theys, thems, come on in. Alrighty, let's jump right into this week's episode, shall we? Truth be told, before I jump into the plugs, a little tired. I am 40 minutes from my typical Tuesday deadline. We might have had a lovely date this evening that did some more delightful fuckery. So I do apologize. Sidetracked. But I am here. I should be in bed. But instead, I am making sure that the masses get what they want. And that's a lovely Wednesday morning with a brand new episode of the Suburban Slut Podcast. So let's jump right on in. How can you support the show and grow the neighborhood? Well, like finds like, and this is where you can find other slutties supporting the show. Fansly, of course, is at SammieSwitch for you. OnlyFans is also at SammieSwitch for you. You can get your merch at good old suburban-slut-podcast.myspreadshop.com. Come flirt with me on Instagram at Suburban Slut Podcast, and of course on X Twitter at Suburban Slut Pod. You'll also find our link tree there. You can also find me on FetLife, as well as the Elgin Munchers group, who's coming on later this evening. FetLife is good old SammieSwitch. Feel free to send me a message you like, whatever you like. YouTube, of course, our YouTube fam, coming out loud, coming out proud, making sure I upload all the episodes there for the boys, girls, theys, thems that are on the YouTubes. I see you, I hear you, I appreciate you. The best. And of course, wherever you get your podcasts, we are on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, probably even MySpace still at this point. But yes, please go like the show, follow the show, subscribe, do all that stuff that helps support and grow the neighborhood. It means the world to me. And of course, sponsors of the show, Exotica. Love my Exotica family. Exotica Minneapolis is coming coming June 26th through the 28th for the first time ever at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Get your tickets now at exoticaexpo.com. Come for the stars, shop the vendors, stay for the panels, and play in those interactive dungeons, why don't you? Make sure to get your tickets soon. This is the first Exotica in Minneapolis. It is during Pride Month, so shout out to my Spark community, Brittany, Sasha, Pegstress, everyone there. Love ya, love ya, love ya. And of course, Lovense. We're going to have a big shout out to Lovense in a minute here. But the best vibes you can get in and out of the bed. What's better than sneaky vibes making you quiver and squirm? Getting $10 off your purchase thanks to the Suburban Set Podcast. We have a link that I will drop in the show notes. Go ahead and click that, and that will direct you to get $10 off your Lovense purchase. And I have a good feeling after listening to this episode, a lot of slutties are going to be buying the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps, so stay tuned. And of course, STD Hero. Of course, knowing your status is just as sexy as consent. So to know your status, and of course, we got to give you a reward, a treat. How about, yes, totally started there. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry. So how about 10% off your order? Use my code SUBURBAN at mybls.com. Find the kit that works for you and meets your needs. Plug in that code and get 10% off your order today. Because, of course, boys, girls, they thems, stay safe, stay informed, and stay slutty. Thank you. So, yes, nearing the deadline. And you know me, I'm very OCD, and I would like to think that some of the faithfuls do legitimately wake up and are excited that there's a new episode to download, or that's already downloaded. So that's why I know it's silly, but making these deadlines is a really big thing for me. And I know there was one time a few weeks ago where I missed it, and I genuinely felt bad. So I would like to continue doing everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen and stay on schedule. So tonight, it's going to be a very special episode. We have so many new things, but tonight of all the new things, pardon me, first up to bat, I'm going to give you my honest and very slutty review of the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps. And I must say, I know I say it in the review, Susan Bratton, Lovense, thank you. You supported the show. They supplied me with a pair to try out. And yes, of course, we always have to say this nowadays, they did supply me with a free pair, but that does not influence my slutty review. I will not bend or waver my slutty standards for free gifts. I will always keep it straight. And I'll always be honest with my slutties when I do a product review. So that's going to be coming up next. And then right after that, we are going to have a sit-down interview with the folks at Elgin Munchers, led by Colette, and we are talking about their hotel takeover, which is coming down the road. So this is the time for where you want to listen. You want to go follow the Elgin Munchers at all their socials, and of course, secure your hotel tickets. This is a 3-day BDSM kink hotel takeover, Halloween themed floors, with your room, of course, and ticket. This includes your food. This includes your room. This includes access to all 3 days. Please, do not hesitate. You need to pause the show. Not yet. Let me finish. Go to elginmunchers.com. Follow them on FetLife. Follow them on all their socials. Secure your tickets, and yes, they do have a deposit plan because Colette is very thoughtful, and I honestly told her that was, I honestly think, one of the greatest things, because events can be pricey, and people have bills, and sometimes it's hard for people to come up with all that money up front. And I think Elgin Munchers does a really good job to make sure the community can be involved and that everyone that wants to participate has that opportunity to participate in their events. So go check them out. Of course, click the link in the comments for $10 off your Lovense. And what I'm going to conclude on, next week's episode is going to be my birthday episode. It's going to be me and Rain DeGray, an artist who I have admired for so long and had an amazing chance to sit down and talk with them. That is going to be my birthday episode. Yes, I am turning 46 May 31st. Yes, I am a Gemini. Yes, we are the fucking best. I'm sorry, but it's true. So, of course, if you want to send a gift, buy me a gift, I don't know. I'm not good at this part like the content creators are. I'm still working on it. But, of course, my Linktree has, Amazon, all that stuff. So if you feel so inclined that you enjoy my services and my silly little show, feel free. Send anything. Even send a birthday card. Send me a message at suburbanslutpodcast@gmail.com. I'll absolutely give you my mailing address. I would love a birthday card or gift cards or whatever. Birthdays are normally very hard for me. In the past, I've been more shy and I don't like the attention. But thanks to therapy and thanks for constant working on myself, I've realized that it's okay for people to show their appreciation for you. And you don't always have to say, no. But instead, if someone sends you a gift, if someone goes out of their way, the best response is to say, hey, thank you. I appreciate that, and it means a lot to me. So I'm learning. I am human. Getting better at it every day. Next week, there's a lot of stuff in the books. I just had some amazing conversations today of something big coming in about 3 months. I will talk about that more next week. I'm also lining up many a co-host to come back and join me on the show for a few segments that I'm going to be calling Sluttin' with Sammy. It's where a previous guest comes back on the show. We just talk shop. We talk about whether they want to talk about kinks, their projects, their interests. It's another chance for me to highlight my guest, give them a platform, give them an opportunity, and also just have a real fun conversation with people I genuinely enjoy. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming down the pipelines. I have many past guests already lined up. More new guests still coming down the pipeline and coming up. I said pipeline twice. I don't like that. I do apologize, slutties. The brain is all tizzled. I'm very drained. I'm very tired. But the show must go on. Yes, I am sitting here in my underwear, if that helps. It's going on, and I'm drinking water. I am hydrating. So keep an eye out for that stuff upcoming. Next week, the birthday episode is going to be Rain DeGray, and I'm going to catch everyone up on everything that's going on with me and projects. And yes, I think last but not least, one more shout out to, of course, Miss Lisa's Boys Town West. Their June event. I've been granted the pleasure of also hosting my birthday party during their Pride event. So on June 5th, go to friendsnightout.com. Find out how to get your tickets for Miss Lisa's Boys Town West. And on June 5th, we're going to celebrate Pride. We're going to celebrate Sammy. And I'm also going to be celebrating with cake. Yes, actual cake. I love cake. Love it, love it, love it. So there will be cake and there will be sexy fun times. So if you're in the Chicago Burbs area and want to come out and party with me for my birthday, friendsnightout.com. Find the information there. All right. That's all the plugs. Just to share a little tidbit with all you guys, I'm happy. This week has been really good. And I'm so thankful for all you boys, girls, ladies, thems that are here, that listen. You're amazing. And I'm very thankful for the audience. And stay tuned for many, 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 many more fantastic episodes forthcoming. But with that, I will leave you with my official Lovense review, and then, of course, my sit-down interview with Elgin Munchers. And please come back next week. It's going to be a very special episode. Big announcements, big guest. Let's fucking go. And before I leave, as always, my slutties, I feel like I've kind of gotten off track with our closing. And I do apologize about that. So I want to make sure I give it its full due, its credit, because that's what we need to do. So, boys, girls, theys, thems. My sweet little slutties, our night together has come to an end. Well, after the stuff you're going to listen to after this. So stay tuned. Don't sign off. The stuff's coming after this. But I'm saying good night now before I give you the goodies. Make sure you have all your things before you head out. And thanks for coming over. Text when you get home safe. But don't you worry. Come back anytime. I will leave a light on for you and maybe even the door unlocked. Yes, that was my phone. That was my partner texting me that they got home safe. So much good. Back to what we were doing. Sidetrack Sammy. And I lost. I got pulled back up. I'm so sorry. This is why you guys love me, though. I get sidetracked and I leave this stuff in because that's who I am. It's me. It's raw. It's real. It's Sammy. But again, remember, pleasure is personal. Consent is sexy. And curiosity keeps it fun. Stay safe and stay slutty. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye-bye. So finally, we are covering the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps. Ooh, fully remote controlled, vibrating, deliciously tantalizing. So that's all we'll get into the preview. But first, of course, thank you to the Susan Bratton for hooking me up with Lovense to make this partnership happen. And thank you, of course, Lovense, to the amazing product. We're going to go into a full review. And yes, there will also be a video review of this attached. So make sure to check out our YouTube. But again, first and foremost, Susan Bratton, Lovense, thank you. Now, let's get into what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we are diving chest first into one of the most dangerously fun gadgets, in my personal opinion, that Lovense has unleashed into the horny tech jungle, the Gemini vibrating nipple clamps. Just thinking of them. Oh, Lord. Okay, yes, focus. So these little chrome chaos goblins promise adjustable pressure. They are app controlled, and in the app you can customize the vibrations, you can make certain patterns, and of course the app lets you also have that long distance play for those partners that can't be with you at the moment but still want to be present in the moment. So the real question is, are these worth it? Are they not? Are they just expensive robot tweezers? Let's find out. And of course, I will be honest and give my feedback and thoughts on this product. And let's just dive right in, shall we? So what comes in the box? Of course, inside the box. What's in the box? You get the nipple clamps. You get a magnetic USB charging cable. A neck strap for hands-free wear. I love that. That was a nice bonus feature. A bra clip attachment, storage pouch, and user manual. And of course, let's be honest, we look at the manual, we put it in a drawer. 5 minutes later, we're diving back in the drawer. Look over the manual before you put it away. It's extremely helpful. Now, so my first impressions. So for these clamps, they're definitely a little chunkier than traditional nipple clamps, but that's because of the technology that's within inside them. I do love the pink and white. It just looks really pretty. And when the light flashes, it just ties it all together. So now with the variable options, of course, with the nipple clamps, these do cater to both audiences. For the people that prefer the gentle teasing, the gentle vibrations, it can do that. And of course, for the people like me that like the heavier vibrations and the more intense feelings, it has you covered as well. So just like I am a Gemini, the Gemini Nipple Clamps both cater to soft and hard, just like I cater to boys and girls. I mean, we're just a lovely pair. Now, for the actual setup, of course, it's the Gemini Lovense app, the remote app, which is available, and of course, on all the stores. You download that, you turn on the nipple clamps, and of course, you sync them, and then boom, you can control each nipple clamp independently, so you don't have to use both at the same time. So, of course, for those dominant folks, you have a lot of options here. Of course, like I said before, you can create custom vibration patterns. So you can do like a do-do-do-do-do-do, or you can do a do-do. And by the sound of my voice, that's the intensity. So obviously, you got that part. What else, though? This is a feature that I truly, Lovense knocked it out of the park. You can sync it to music, which... You know, I love my EDM. I tried it to an EDM track. Ooh, fuck, it was so good. So good. But also you can sync this with other Lovense toys. So you don't just have to use the nipple clamps. If you have the Lush or the anal toy or whatever, you can sync them both and go for a really, really wild fucking ride. So love it, love it, love it. If you use these during a cam show or a stream, you're not going to be able to hide the reactions. Once the tip hits and the nipple clamps are activated, very visual, you will not be able to hide the experience. So now, of course, how they feel. This part is very important, of course. Like I said, they are a bit chunkier. They are a bit heavier because of the technology inside them. So they are going to pull and feel a little bit more intense than the traditional nipple clamp. But again, this is because of the hardware and tech inside it. So definitely if you're used to normal nipple clamps, this may have a period of adjustment. But of course, with the neck string, this is key. I find that it provides that little bit of relief if you're not into the heavy pain that can come with nipple clamps. You can use the neck string to help take off some of that load, and it's not as heavy. So Lovense, love that. Thank you for including that in the package. Now, once attached and once you start exploring your new toy, the vibrations are definitely more buzzy than deep and rumbly. That's pretty normal for nipple toys because the motors are tiny, but they pack a surprising amount of intensity. And to be honest, this is what I was afraid of when I started playing with them. Is I love intense. I love strong. And I didn't think, I'm being honest, I didn't think these nipple clamps would be able to deliver. I was dead fucking wrong. They deliver such a mighty punch into such a tiny package. Really, really well done. If you're already into nipple play, you are going to have an amazing time. You are going to underestimate the strength and the sting that these can deliver. If you're brand new to clamps, like I said, start loose, don't go too tight. This is something you want to baby step into. So use the neck support, use low settings, and like I said, oh no, we didn't go over this part. I'm so sorry. The nipple pinch pressure is adjustable. So you can go very hard or you can go very light. If you are new, boys, girls, theys, thems, you're going to want to start light. You don't want to jump right in because, of course, what's worse than a bad first time? Not much, because a bad first time can ruin it forever. So thank you. Go slow, go slow. Now, of course, with any Lovense toy, one of the key features is that public play and wearability. You can absolutely wear this outside. Boys, girls, theys, thems, all of you can wear this outside. So, especially if you're playing with a partner, it gives that fun of just a little which of course made Lovense so famous. So these absolutely you can still take outside. You can still wear in the park. You can wear it to the zoo, the salon, wherever you want to go. Under tighter clothing, it can show because, I mean, again, they're a little chunky. So you may want to wear something a little more loose. Definitely nothing. You don't want to wear a spandex top in these because, I mean, it'll show. But under like a padded bra or a thicker top, absolutely manageable, will not show. And that's again where that neck strap and the bra clip do come in handy so much. Now in regards, we touched on streaming a little bit. So this is where the Gemini becomes especially interesting for the creators and the cam models. Of course, a ton of streamers use Lovense toys because viewers can trigger the vibrations through tips. Hello, you know that sound, the coins clanging and then the, oh, thank you. Yes, that's exactly the sound. So of course, with the Gemini Nipple Clamps, your audience will be able to do the exact same thing. They can use the tip menu. You can make it activate within the tip, just like any Lovense product. I mean, this is Lovense's bread and butter, is cam models and streamers, because it's such a good tool and it's so fun for people to use. So now the pros. So let's go through the pros and cons. Again, I said we were going to be honest. That's what we do. And again, thank you to Lovense for the product. Thank you for Susan Bratton for connecting us. But let's go over the pros and cons, honestly and subtly. The things I really like. The adjustable clamp pressure was nice. Not a lot of nipple clamps nowadays have that, so it's always a great feature to see. For pain sluts or for newbies, you can go tight to not so tight. The vibrations, for being so small and packing such a strong vibration, great surprise. Did not expect that at all. And the independent nipple control, I thought that was a great feature. I never even would have thought about that, to where you can just go left, right, back and forth. The app, of course, state of the art, always great. The long distance play is always so much fun with these. Hands-free options, of course, you can just set it to a pattern or any type of style and just set your phone down or, enjoy a good time. Of course, A+ for camming and interactive content, and it is very beginner-friendly when adjusted properly. And I love that about Lovense, is sometimes you need to take in consideration newbies and how they want to take it slow, and Lovense does a fantastic job. Now for the cons. All right, these are my honest thoughts and opinions, and I'm going to give it to you straight, even though there's nothing straight in this conversation, because I'm a delightful queer and you know this. They can feel bulky, and some people don't like the bulk feel. So if that's something that's a real issue for you, this may not be for you. Some users find them painful after a long session, which, yes, it can happen. Sometimes I get so into a session, I forget they're on. And that's when it's like, oh shit, okay. And you do the whole pinch clamp, and then it said, so just please be mindful. If you start getting overly sensitive or overstimulated, definitely pause and take a break. That's easily avoidable. So it's not a big con, but it is something to be aware of. Again, the vibrations, they're very buzzy, but it's not deep. And I didn't expect it to go deep because, again, this is a small product. They packed a lot into it. And what I mean by deep is it's very surfacey. So you're not getting those deep vibrations like in your chest or below your nipple, which is okay because I didn't expect it to do that. But some people really like those deeper vibrations. This is just something to be aware of. Now this one, again, it's not exactly whisper quiet. And I say that with a caveat because, of course, with like the Lush or the anal toy, it's inside you. These are outside you. So again, it's just something to be aware of. If you're in like a quiet library setting or anywhere where there's not noise, yes, you will hear the vibrations because again, it's not inside you. So it's just something to keep in mind if that's the play you're looking for. If you go to a library and use it on your partner as they sit across from someone, that person across from them will more than likely hear the vibration. So just a heads up. Battery life averages around 1.5 to 2 hours, but I would honestly remove that from my cons list because that's still, you are not going to use these for more than 30 minutes straight. Let's be honest. So I think that's a very good, so I would actually bump that into a neutral comment. The battery life is very neutral for the product. And again, as we just talked about, it's not ideal for thin clothes or tight clothes. That's all though. I mean, if you really step back and look at the list of cons, it's not that bad. There was no like absolute deal breakers where I'm like, nope, can't recommend this. No. It just depends on your situation, and it depends on your play style. That's all. So would I recommend the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps? Honestly, from slut to slut, fuck yeah. This was a fun product. It's innovative, and it's something different. And for me, especially, I have two nipple clamps. I have my basic ones and my Chinese ones. My Chinese nipple clamps, those really painful ones. Good time. But no, this is great for newbies and experienced sluts alike. It's definitely a worthy investment, as all Lovense products are. The customization, the interaction, and of course, for my content creators, it's an easy sell. So my personal opinion, yes, go out and buy a pair. Have fun with it, especially if you have a partner, especially if you make content. That's my review. And again, big thank you to Lovense. Big thank you to Susan Bratton. Love you both. I hope you give this product a try. And if you do, suburbansubpodcast@gmail.com. Give me your honest opinions and feedback. I would love to share it with the audience. So, yeah, that is my first official product review, and I hope there will be many more coming. So absolutely recommend this product. Absolutely recommend this product. Slut to slut, you're going to want this. So finally, we are covering the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps. Ooh, fully remote controlled, vibrating, deliciously tantalizing. So that's all we'll get into the preview. But first, of course, thank you to the Susan Bratton for hooking me up with Lovense to make this partnership happen. And thank you, of course, Lovense, to the amazing product. We're going to go into a full review. And yes, there will also be a video review of this attached. So make sure to check out our YouTube. But again, first and foremost, Susan Bratton, Lovense, thank you. Now, let's get into what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we are diving chest first into one of the most dangerously fun gadgets, in my personal opinion, that Lovense has unleashed into the horny tech jungle, the Gemini vibrating nipple clamps. Just thinking of them. Oh, Lord. Okay, yes, focus. So these little chrome chaos goblins promise adjustable pressure. They are app controlled, and in the app you can customize the vibrations, you can make certain patterns, and of course the app lets you also have that long distance play for those partners that can't be with you at the moment but still want to be present in the moment. So the real question is, are these worth it? Are they not? Are they just expensive robot tweezers? Let's find out. And of course, I will be honest and give my feedback and thoughts on this product. And let's just dive right in, shall we? So what comes in the box? Of course, inside the box. What's in the box? You get the nipple clamps. You get a magnetic USB charging cable. A neck strap for hands-free wear. I love that. That was a nice bonus feature. A bra clip attachment, storage pouch, and user manual. And of course, let's be honest, we look at the manual, we put it in a drawer. 5 minutes later, we're diving back in the drawer. Look over the manual before you put it away. It's extremely helpful. Now, so my first impressions. So for these clamps, they're definitely a little chunkier than traditional nipple clamps, but that's because of the technology that's within inside them. I do love the pink and white. It just looks really pretty. And when the light flashes, it just ties it all together. So now with the variable options, of course, with the nipple clamps, these do cater to both audiences. For the people that prefer the gentle teasing, the gentle vibrations, it can do that. And of course, for the people like me that like the heavier vibrations and the more intense feelings, it has you covered as well. So just like I am a Gemini, the Gemini nipple clamps both cater to soft and hard, just like I cater to boys and girls. I mean, we're just a lovely pair. Now, for the actual setup, of course, it's the Gemini Lovense app, the remote app, which is available, and of course, on all the stores. You download that, you turn on the nipple clamps, and of course, you sync them, and then boom, you can control each nipple clamp independently, so you don't have to use both at the same time. So, of course, for those dominant folks, you have a lot of options here. Of course, like I said before, you can create custom vibration patterns. So you can do like a do-do-do-do-do-do, or you can do a do-do. And by the sound of my voice, that's the intensity. So obviously, you got that part. What else, though? This is a feature that I truly, Lovense knocked it out of the park. You can sync it to music, which... You know, I love my EDM. I tried it to an EDM track. Ooh, fuck, it was so good. So good. But also you can sync this with other Lovense toys. So you don't just have to use the nipple clamps. If you have the Lush or the anal toy or whatever, you can sync them both and go for a really, really wild fucking ride. So love it, love it, love it. If you use these during a cam show or a stream, you're not going to be able to hide the reactions. Once the tip hits and the nipple clamps are activated, very visual, you will not be able to hide the experience. So now, of course, how they feel. This part is very important, of course. Like I said, they are a bit chunkier. They are a bit heavier because of the technology inside them. So they are going to pull and feel a little bit more intense than the traditional nipple clamp. But again, this is because of the hardware and tech inside it. So definitely if you're used to normal nipple clamps, this may have a period of adjustment. But of course, with the neck string, this is key. I find that it provides that little bit of relief if you're not into the heavy pain that can come with nipple clamps. You can use the neck string to help take off some of that load, and it's not as heavy. So Lovense, love that. Thank you for including that in the package. Now, once attached and once you start exploring your new toy, the vibrations are definitely more buzzy than deep and rumbly. That's pretty normal for nipple toys because the motors are tiny, but they pack a surprising amount of intensity. And to be honest, this is what I was afraid of when I started playing with them. Is I love intense. I love strong. And I didn't think, I'm being honest, I didn't think these nipple clamps would be able to deliver. I was dead fucking wrong. They deliver such a mighty punch into such a tiny package. Really, really well done. If you're already into nipple play, you are going to have an amazing time. You are going to underestimate the strength and the sting that these can deliver. If you're brand new to clamps, like I said, start loose, don't go too tight. This is something you want to baby step into. So use the neck support, use low settings, and like I said, oh no, we didn't go over this part. I'm so sorry. The nipple pinch pressure is adjustable. So you can go very hard or you can go very light. If you are new, boys, girls, theys, thems, you're going to want to start light. You don't want to jump right in because, of course, what's worse than a bad first time? Not much, because a bad first time can ruin it forever. So thank you. Go slow, go slow. Now, of course, with any Lovense toy, one of the key features is that public play and wearability. You can absolutely wear this outside. Boys, girls, theys, thems, all of you can wear this outside. So, especially if you're playing with a partner, it gives that fun of just a little which of course made Lovense so famous. So these absolutely you can still take outside. You can still wear in the park. You can wear to the zoo, the salon, wherever you want to go. Under tighter clothing, it can show. Because, I mean, again, they're a little chunky, so you may want to wear something a little more loose. Definitely nothing, you don't want to wear a spandex top in these because, I mean, it'll show. But under like a padded bra or a thicker top, absolutely manageable, will not show. And that's, again, where that neck strap and the bra clip do come in handy so much. Now, in regards, we touched on streaming a little bit. So this is where the Gemini becomes especially interesting for the creators and the cam models. Of course, a ton of streamers use Lovense toys because viewers can trigger the vibrations through tips. Hello, you know that sound, the coins clanging and then the oh, thank you. Yes, that's exactly the sound. So of course, with the Gemini Nipple Clamps, your audience will be able to do the exact same thing. They can use the tip menu. You can make it activate within the tip, just like any Lovense product. I mean, this is Lovense's bread and butter, is cam models and streamers, because it's such a good tool and it's so fun for people to use. So now the pros. So let's go through the pros and cons. Again, I said we were going to be honest. That's what we do. And again, thank you to Lovense for the product. Thank you for Susan Bratton for connecting us. But let's go over the pros and cons, honestly and subtly. The things I really like. The adjustable clamp pressure was nice. Not a lot of nipple clamps nowadays have that, so it's always a great feature to see. For pain sluts or for newbies, you can go tight to not so tight. The vibrations, for being so small and packing such a strong vibration, great surprise. Did not expect that at all. And the independent nipple control, I thought that was a great feature. I never even would have thought about that, to where you can just go left, right, back and forth, back and forth. The app, of course, state of the art, always great. The long distance play is always so much fun with these. Hands-free options, of course, you can just set it to a pattern or any type of style and just set your phone down or, enjoy a good time. Of course, A+ for camming and interactive content, and it is very beginner-friendly when adjusted properly. And I love that about Lovense, is sometimes you need to take in consideration newbies and how they want to take it slow, and Lovense does a fantastic job. Now for the cons. All right, these are my honest thoughts and opinions, and I'm going to give it to you straight, even though there's nothing straight in this conversation, because I'm a delightful queer and you know this. They can feel bulky, and some people don't like the bulk feel. So if that's something that's a real issue for you, this may not be for you. Some users find them painful after a long session, which, yes, it can happen. Sometimes I get so into a session, I forget they're on. And that's when it's like, oh shit, okay, and you do the whole pinch clamp, and then it said, so just please be mindful. If you start getting overly sensitive or overstimulated, definitely pause and take a break. That's easily avoidable. So it's not a big con, but it is something to be aware of. Again, the vibrations, they're very buzzy, but it's not deep. And I didn't expect it to go deep because, again, this is a small product. They packed a lot into it. And what I mean by deep is it's very surfacey. So you're not getting those deep vibrations like in your chest or below your nipple, which is okay because I didn't expect it to do that. But some people really like those deeper vibrations. This is just something to be aware of. Now this one, again, it's not exactly whisper quiet. And I say that with a caveat because, of course, with like the Lush or the anal toy, it's inside you. These are outside you. So again, it's just something to be aware of. If you're in like a quiet library setting or anywhere where there's not noise, yes, you will hear the vibrations because again, it's not inside you. So it's just something to keep in mind if that's the play you're looking for. If you go to a library and use it on your partner as they sit across from someone, that person across from them will more than likely hear the vibration. So just a heads up. Battery life averages around 1.5 to 2 hours, but I would honestly remove that from my cons list because that's still, you are not going to use these for more than 30 minutes straight. Let's be honest. So I think that's a very good, so I would actually bump that into a neutral comment. The battery life is very neutral for the product. And again, as we just talked about, it's not ideal for thin clothes or tight clothes. That's all, though. I mean, if you really step back and look at the list of cons, it's not that bad. There was no like absolute deal breakers where I'm like, nope, can't recommend this. No, it just depends on your situation, and it depends on your play style. That's all. So would I recommend the Lovense Gemini Nipple Clamps? Honestly, from slut to slut, fuck yeah. This was a fun product, it's innovative, and it's something different. And for me, especially, I have two nipple clamps. I have my basic ones and my Chinese ones. My Chinese nipple clamps, those really painful ones. Good time. But no, this is great for newbies and experienced sluts alike. It's definitely a worthy investment, as all Lovense products are. The customization, the interaction, and of course, for my content creators, it's an easy sell. So, my personal opinion, yes, go out and buy a pair. Have fun with it, especially if you have a partner, especially if you make content. That's my review. And again, big thank you to Lovense. Big thank you to Susan Bratton. Love you both. I hope you give this product a try. And if you do, suburbansubpodcast@gmail.com. Give me your honest opinions and feedback. I would love to share it with the audience. So, yeah, that is my first official product review, and I hope there will be many more coming. So, absolutely recommend this product. Absolutely recommend this product. Slut to slut, you're going to want this. So, slutties, what happens when a local kink community decides to level up and take over an entire hotel for a weekend? We're about to find out, because today we're diving into the world of Elgin Munchers, a group that's been quietly building connection, education, and unapologetic self-expression, and is now turning that energy into a full-blown 3-day kink expo experience. We're talking workshops, play spaces, community, consent as key as always, and what it really takes to create a space where people can explore who they are without judgment. So whether you're kink curious, deeply embedded in lifestyle, or just here for the stories, settle in as I welcome Colette, Brian, and Haley from Elgin Munchers. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So here, let's dive right in and have some fun. So for people who are just discovering you, what is Elgin Munchers, and how would you describe the vibe of the community you built?
So I'm actually gonna let my my little cohorts here answer that question. Since that we are a kind of a tri-community thing.
Mhm.
Brian does run Spark Kelly, and then Sparkly. Sorry, I always call it Spark Kelly.
Right.
Sparkly, and then Haley, Miss Haley Jean runs Kinky and DeKalb. So it's all three of our groups actually
Oh.
kind of coming together to do AKE. So it is very much a community-based um thing. So Brian, tell us what's the vibe of Elgin Munchers?
Oh, on the spot.
Sure. So, I mean, what's kind of cool about Elgin Munchers is they have been around forever. I
Yes.
got into the community 12 years ago. And one of my second munch ever was at Colette's house.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and that's how welcoming it was the first munch I went to was at a restaurant. It was kind of a little stuffy. It was didn't really know who to talk to, kind of sat down at the end of a table and didn't
Mm-hmm.
say much. And then I figure I'll give it another go and see if it's a better outcome. And went to Colette's house and I saw her partner beating on some pretty girls, and I was
Okay.
hooked.
I mean, how could you not be? I mean, come on.
I mean, I was hooked, and ever since then, I mean, even through COVID, we've just, talked and really Colette and her whole team over at Elgin Munchers is just so inviting. That the vibe is, when you go to one of her munches or when you go to one of her events, it's always welcoming. You'll always find somebody that has a smile on their face and ready to say hi to you, which is what I would say is the vibe of Elgin Munchers.
Love that. Absolutely. Haley,
Absolutely.
what say you?
Well, say I say that, well, I didn't know of Colette for a while. I had just attended actually the munch I own now, and I kept hearing of Colette and Elgin Munchers and how great it was, and everybody has always been like, "Oh yeah, no, we met through like an EM munch."
Mm-hmm.
Or Colette's doing this hotel takeover, we're doing the expo, and I'm just like, I don't know who this is, but it seems like a really big deal. Seems really cool. I don't know. And then, yeah, I was just like, well, I got to check this out. So, and Brian hit the nail on the head there that, yeah, like you go and it's everybody's really chill and it's always a great time. You're always finding someone new to talk to, whether they've been like around for a while or brand new to the scene. And it was just a very comfortable vibe. It was really great. So yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
time.
I was gonna say I can even chime in here because for me, I've known of Colette 8 years or something, because we also ran in the same communities, the same area. And funny enough, it wasn't until Exotica we finally met face to face. But
Oh, that's awesome.
the second I saw her, I'm like, "You're fucking Colette! Oh my god!" And then we finally connect. I'm like, "Oh, it's only been like 8, 7 years, you know." But I love that about the group is that with community and the lifestyle, you know, whichever angle you're coming from, there's so many groups where you attend an event. And Brian, like you were saying, I've been to them where you literally feel almost like the cold shoulder. You sit at the end of the bar and it's like, sure, I'm glad I came out for this shit. I guess I'll get some fried pickles and call it a night. To where it's nice to
Kind of.
see.
I mean, and
Yeah,
those are out there too. You know, those are out
still
there too
happens.
where,
Yeah,
you
if
know,
that's your vibe, they're there.
yeah,
Right.
if that's your vibe, yep, they're there.
Uh, No, I don't believe in any of that. You have to be a hostess at your events, like you have to be kind and welcoming and have a smile on your face and let
Yeah.
people like, because you might be the first person that somebody meets at a kink event. And so
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that you're welcomed and that, like we're going to invite you in and we're going to sit you down with somebody that you can talk to and you might make a connection with. And, you know, um, I find that we get a lot of single people that come to my stuff that
Oh,
it's
okay.
nice that like because they're like, well, I want to, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that. And we're like, well, you're going to come and you're going to find friends. That's what you're going to find more than anything else. And so, yeah, I've been to so many of those munches though, too, where I've walked in and I've been like, okay, I started Elgin Munchers because of a munch like that I had
Oh,
attended in
okay.
Australia. And I was at
Oh,
the event.
Australia.
Yeah, yeah. I lived in Australia for about 5 years. I was at the event and they didn't even acknowledge me until the
Oh.
very end. And she was like, "Oh, were you at this event?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was." And you didn't even, like didn't say hello or anything. And so I call them the kiss the rings
Oh, I
munches,
like
the
that.
ones that you have to find the person that's hosting it and go up to them and do all of
Yep.
that.
They're the
You're
ringleader.
that Yeah, that's not good. I'd have never liked that, but people do it and people like it, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
No, I like that you mentioned that it's a lot of single people come because as a single guy in the community and lifestyle, it's hard because a lot of times you go to events and it's honestly majority couples. And,
Mhm.
you know, I always hate to say it, but as a cis white presenting male, it's very easy to get that, oh, it's a single guy at one of these events. What are they doing? They're the creep. I'm like, I just like kink, just like you. I just want to talk. I'm sorry, I don't have a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you
Does
should
it
be able
happens to
to.
us?
Besides I know we've covered the welcoming vibe already, but what else sets your group apart from others in the scene? And obviously, it's not the kiss the ring vibe, it's very welcoming. What else is just some key features that's like, yep, that's an Elgin Munch event? Absolutely.
So I was thinking about this question and
Mm.
I think that a lot of it is the fact that we work so closely with other community groups.
Okay.
I don't know too many groups that do. I know that, yeah, we've been around for about 15 years, 16 years coming up December. And
Mm.
we I've always loved the idea that the more the merrier, like if we could get out so many different groups and so many different stuff and saturate the market out there with all of the different stuff, it's just going to be good for the community. The community should have a lot of different things that they have the option to go to. And so And not just my stuff, just like everybody's stuff. And so I love working with Sparkly, and I love working with Kiki and DeKalb, because Kiki and DeKalb's been around just as long,
Oh yeah.
and so I love the idea that we work so closely with each other so that all of those communities do know that, like, you're safe in this community, you're also safe in this community, you're safe in this community, and it kind of just expands. And I don't know too many groups that actually really do that, that like aren't dungeons or things like that,
Oh yeah.
where they coincide with each other. But like we do the tri-community events. We have one coming up, and we try to do one at least once a month and get all of our groups together, you know, and so that I would say is probably something we really believe in. Community. When we say it, we really mean
There
it,
you go.
Yeah.
so
Kala, I
yeah.
know you touched on with the newcomers. Is that something you traditionally do with your events where if you know someone's new or they say like it's my first time, do you have a process or you literally like go, oh, you're into this? Well, here, let me introduce you to Bailey or Brian or whatnot.
Mhm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, typically, especially if they walk into like the coffee house munch or the cantina munch, or, we will sit them with somebody, another person in the community
Oh, okay,
who
okay.
is, who is a little bit more knowledgeable so that they can talk. And if it's another community leader, if it's another, event host or, any of those things, we definitely try to make sure that you are connecting with somebody so that you can walk away and be like, okay, I made this person as a friend. Now they're a connection. Now I can go to this event and this event
There you
and this
go.
event and kind of move your journey forward, and not just, like I said, not just us, everybody, because we should, all of the groups should kind of promoted and
Yeah.
pushed forward. So
It should be I don't know, community, maybe is the word.
something like
What?
that.
Oh,
So let's jump into the kink expos. So we're in the Midwest. So, I mean, we have Exotica, we have Kinky College. So, what inspired you guys to create the kink expo? Like, what was the inception like for that idea?
Oh, that's another me question.
It
Okay.
is.
yeah.
Okay.
I've, I've been
Haley
doing
said,
it
come
for
on,
So
me.
years.
the Kink Expo actually started about 10 years ago. We started under the mentorship of LPC, Lifestyle Play, was it Lifetime Play something something?
Oh, right, right.
Uh
I've heard of them.
yeah.
Yep.
And we Chef and I actually from Infamous Entertainment
Oh,
came
I know
together to
Infamous.
do the first Cake Expo. And we had a bit of a situation where something happened and we ended up having to shut it down. And
Oh,
so when we did that, I had reached out to Jim because I had been kind of working with Jim and I knew Jim. And he was the one that offered us our first hotel and was like, listen, I want to do this for
oh,
you. And I want you guys to run an event and I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to make sure that that you do it. And so we actually, the same hotel that we're doing AKE in was the first Kink Expo.
oh, okay.
And
Going
so
back.
so we started with him and then it moved into basically bringing in educate kink education and the dungeon and vendors into his events.
Hmm.
So the LPC events, and we would take over the whole thing. So we came in running all of that, and then he just kind of mentored me into like, this is how you do this. This is what,
Yeah.
if you want to do a whole hotel takeover, which was always my goal.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that Illinois needs, we don't have any here. We have ones that are very, we have Shabaracana, we have Capcana, we have this, but we don't have anything that's a full BDSM or an immersed
No.
BDSM and swinger kind of kink like takeover. There's none
Yeah.
of it. And so and they're great, like going to other states is great to do it, but we should have one in Illinois. So it's always been a goal. So last year we did the 2 floors and we did really well.
Hmm.
And so the hotel actually was the one that was like, hey, we want you to come and do this. And
Nice.
so since we have such a great reputation with them, they helped us, push us forward to do it. So we were like, okay, we're gonna launch it and we're gonna see how we do, you know.
And here
But
we
we're doing
are.
okay so far. Like
Yeah.
we're getting there. We'll be probably sold out before October. So
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a good sign. And here, and of course, I am human. I am prone to error, of course. I would like to circle back. Brian and Haley, I'm so sorry I didn't give you both a chance to introduce and talk about your groups as well. So, speaking of community, let me correct that error. If you would like to tell us about, is it Sparkly, right, Brian?
Yeah. So I'm actually, it's funny. I am a vendor. Um, I
Mm.
create Owie Pop. So my wife and I have a small business that we started about almost 3 years ago. It'll be
Hmm.
3 years in July that we've been doing this. And Colette was the one who helped us a lot, letting us vend at her Munches
Oh,
to get
okay.
our name out there. Um, and so then Colette and I got talking, and we wanted to do some kind of a social, more like a dungeon party, but more than just a dungeon party. So now we do monthly dungeon parties at my house,
Oh,
where we have a whole dungeon space with 4 pieces of equipment. We have a whole munch area where there's food and drinks and
fuck yeah.
tables and
Okay.
couches. We have another part of the house that's the Sibian room. So if anybody wants to take a ride on the Sibian, and we always have a bonfire out back if people want to just chill and hang out. But it's more than just yeah, that's where Colette is she's out by the bonfire.
Right.
She DMs my bonfire. She's so nice.
I
Oh,
DM his Sibian room.
Yeah, and
okay.
Haley DMs my Sibian room, and her husband actually DMs. Um, so it's just, um, that's kind of my part of the community. Is my wife is doing more of the vending now that's kind of her baby, so she's getting events together, and she makes all the product and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then I'm kind of focused more on the community aspect of it and
Oh,
the events aspect of it.
Yeah.
Miss Haley.
Well, I post COVID started attending community events, and the first one, my husband actually went first to the Kind Munch, which is kinky in DeKalb, and
Mhm.
he's just like, "Hey, you should come with me." Like, it was pretty great, and I was like, "Okay, cool." So I attended with him, and we thought it was a really good time, and we've been going ever since. And recently, the guy who owned it had some things that he was dealing with, so he asked if I'd take it over and do what I
Wow.
could to kind of like bring it to what I would see as the next level, because he knows I have my hands in Elgin stuff. I help with sparkly stuff. I'm a helper. You give me something to do, I'm so happy to go do it. So I was just like, okay, and I've already been helping with kind stuff behind the scenes for about a year when it came to like online promotion and posting and event creation. So it was it's been a very natural transition, but definitely, um, trying to take things to the next level, kind of become more
Yeah.
involved with areas that might not have a, set munch, and so we're starting one, uh, next week in Yorkville, so
Mm.
that'll be very exciting.
Love it. Yeah, because I'm up here in northern Hebron, like right by Lake Geneva.
Yeah.
It's a wasteland out there. I'm still looking for anything. I was like, wow,
It
okay. I know
is.
like Woodstock's down the road, but yeah.
we were hosted in Hebron during
Really?
COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
at the what's the name of that bar, Brian? Because you
Art
would go to
Saloon.
what was the name of
It was a
that place?
biker bar.
It was the
Yeah.
bike. It was and it had the drive like the windows that would go all the way up. Man, I've passed it a number of times and I know exactly what it is. But yeah, we were there for a little bit. We got some shit for it though, because they were like, "Oh, COVID, you shouldn't be meeting," and
Oh
we were like,
God.
"The bar's
We're
fine with us
outside at a
meeting
picnic
here."
table.
Yeah.
That's right. Like.
No, it's funny.
You know,
I should get Heart Saloon to sponsor the show because they're literally, I mean, besides them, and I think there's the Trump store, which bleh, won't talk about, and a Dollar General. And the apartment I live in, that's literally it in Hebron. The one biggest brag that I love telling people about is there's a bank right when you come into the city limits that says Hebron 1200. Its big promotional thing is we have a 24-hour ATM.
Oh,
I'm
oh
like,
my.
oh,
Oh, how
okay,
glamorous.
that was something to brag about. I thought that was just okay. Very
hey,
small
you know,
time.
Yeah.
You also have color TVs.
Hey, there we go. Where so now back to the takeover. So this year it's a big evolution. It's a full 3 days. So what made you decide to level it up in such a major way? And also for someone who's never experienced something like this, what does a hotel takeover actually look like?
I'll go again. We leveled up because again, it was needed.
Mhm.
We need this in the community. There's not one, like I said before,
No.
there's no hotel takeovers. You have to go to, St. Louis, or you have to go to Minnesota, or you got to go to, to other places. And so that's we have such a huge community here in Chicago,
Hmm.
and all of the suburbs and all the surrounding areas, that it just made no sense that there wasn't one. So we stepped in to do it, and I'm kind of glad that we are, because it's becoming even more of an event than I think that we had even initially planned.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
I
this
would
one is,
agree.
yeah, yeah. We wanted to do something different,
Yeah.
Sammy. And that's probably a lot of what it was, is that there's so many cookie cutter kind of events out there where it's like, your your classes during the day, your vendors during the day, and then you go
Or the
to the
play
dungeon at
areas.
night, and that's
Yep.
kind of it.
Well, yeah.
So go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, just through vending over the last 3 years, I've been to a good handful of hotel takeovers
Oh
and
yeah.
expos. We got the opportunity. We were really excited. We vended at Exotica this year, so we were there at Exotica, which was pretty cool. But hotel takeovers, what I found just just from my experience in the Midwest is there in the past it's been like the actual hotel takeover where the whole hotel is taken over is usually
Hmm.
by swingers. It's usually by
Yep.
swinger groups.
Sure
Um,
enough.
Mhm.
and then it's the swinger groups that will say, "Here, we're going to give you a room for kink,
Hmm.
and we're going to put just as much furniture in this room in this huge hotel as I have in my private dungeon at my house,
Right.
4 pieces of equipment." But then you go to other ones that, you know, may or may not be hotel takeovers, but it is kind of cookie cutter. And, it's a formula that has worked for a lot of people for a lot of years is
Right.
classes during the day, then we do an event, and then the dungeon from 10 to 2. And then, but those aren't hotel takeovers per se, those are more expos and cons.
Yeah.
So with this one, and why I'm so excited about being part of this one is it's if you want a clothing optional pool, you have it all day. If you want to go into the
Really?
dungeon, you have it all day. if if you want to attend classes, there's classes going from 10 in the morning till 10 p.m. You're not going to
There you
get
go.
through everything in just the weekend. That's
No.
how much is going on. And that's what's so exciting about it for me, and for me to be part of it is just the simple fact that I've seen all these different things, and Colette just has that vision to push them all together and
Yeah.
make it Halloween themed. Which,
It's the best
what's
part
better
though.
than that, you know?
And it's so nice
Uh,
to know that, like, especially if you want to try a piece of equipment, just to know, like, the dungeon, because you can get in there all day and it's not just like 2 hours. Like, you can
Yeah.
be like, oh, okay. Oh, look, it's not as crowded right now. I can go and I can like take my time with my scene, or have someone show me how to use it. instead of it just being when it's packed with everybody and now it's like, "Oh, well, I don't know about that." Like, it's a
Yeah, there's
great.
people waiting. I feel anxious now. Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, and it kind of provides that too, where you can kind of be like, "Okay, I wanna test this out, and it's not so busy right now because it's right when it opens," like, so it's a good opportunity for people to kind of test things on their own,
Hmm.
at their own pace when they're comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. And of
Um,
course, you mentioned the clothing optional all day. I've been
Mhm.
to lifestyle hotel takeovers, and normally that's like, well, from 9 to close, or it's always like later in the day to all day. That's why I was genuinely surprised. I'm like, fuck, that's a good feather to put in your hat.
Thing is, they say pool hours are open for the hotel, which I think is like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Mhm.
It'll be open.
There you
and
go.
there's also going to be a class in there too. So like we're gonna have water
Aquatics.
impact taught in the pool area, which is something different that doesn't really
Mhm.
happen in too
Yeah.
many other, events. I wanted to pack this event with so much stuff that you literally were gonna miss something, so you wanted to come back the next year. So every floor will have an interactive room and interactive people going through it. You'll get to look at all of the different displays and all of the different stuff that's going to be up. That's all, haunt related and so on. And then of course, the dungeon all day, the classes. I like that he said 10 to 10. We're still fighting about that. 10 to 12. 10 to 12,
Oh,
To
Brian.
okay.
10, 10 to
10 to
10.
12. Um, and then, and then the dungeon, with the dungeon, that's been always one thing that kind of has always bothered me. I've gone into a lot of those like events and the dungeons are always packed. And like
Yeah.
where like you can't like move and you can't,
You can
like I
hardly
almost
get
got
a
hit in the
backswing on your hit.
right? Like
No,
I
it's
almost
like,
got
oh
hit in the
shit.
face at one. I almost got like, I mean, and it's just it's too much. And so, and I'm not one to like to play with that kind of stuff. I don't want to wait for something and do
Yeah.
all that. I'm not, and so I just love the idea of like, no, you can all day. Who cares? Go in at 10, go in at, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and have your scene. We're also going to have a host in the dungeon, somebody who will take newbies around
There
to
you
show them
go.
different things and tell them how to do it and how, you can use this or you could use it with this or you could do this and how to clean the stuff. And so to kind of
Education.
make it a little bit more welcoming, and a little bit more inclusive to everybody that's going to come because it is going to be a mix. It's going to be a mix of swingers and
And see, that's really
BDSM.
cool.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so I wanna make sure that everybody's kind of taken care of, in that kind of sense, so
Yeah, see, and that's what I was to say. The takeover, I went to the lifestyle one. They had a dungeon, and this legitimately is exactly what happened to me. Is I mean, I like to watch people. It was so crowded every time. Like me and my partner, we'd go, let's check out the no, there's like 12 people in line. All right, we'll come back later. Come back later. My God, there's 15 people in line. And then when we finally found a time slot where it was like dead enough, Haley, like you were saying, like I had my fogger and I literally like had to keep looking behind me, like, fuck, this next equipment was right next to me. And I
Mhm.
came close at least 2, 3 times of just smacking this guy right in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it's just a waiting game, like you're playing fucking Pong. Like, all right, did you go? Okay, now I can go. You go? Okay, now I can go. And
Like, it takes
it
you out
kills
of
the
it.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, my panties are not wet. Let's go fucking find a
No.
snack.
Right.
So yeah, I love that you guys are very focused and inclusive of newbies because I know especially with hotels, it can be intimidating. So you guys are already 10 steps ahead of that, being very welcoming. I love that. Absolutely.
oh, yeah, we're actually working with other community members about bringing in a newbie munch that
Mhm.
Friday and Saturday. So that they have, the newbies can come and talk to other newbies and meet up with people. We just opened up our single tickets so that single people
Oh,
can come so that it's not just a couples events. I like listening to the community. So when I put that out there of, do you guys want single tickets? They said, yeah. So I was like, okay, let's do it. You
Yeah.
know, I also did the deposit ticket so that you can put down a deposit. You know, a lot of these things are so much money. And I know that a lot of
Oh
the
yeah.
people in the community don't have that right away. And so the idea that I can put down a deposit and pay it over time really helps people,
That's a
you know.
big
And so
difference.
yeah, I wanted to make sure that we could really do that for folks, you know.
I love that even as an EDM festival goer, like they have layaway plans. That's
Yes.
honestly the only way I can afford to ever go to an EDM festival. And you're right. You look at some of these hotel takeovers, not naming names, but you look at the price tag, it's like, the fuck? That's like a vacation right there.
Hmm.
But we're just gonna go, uh. So yeah, I think keeping it reasonable and those payment options definitely make a world of difference.
Well, and it's all inclusive with
Yeah.
ours too. Like it is a vacation because you get your room, you get your food, you get
Oh
all the
yeah.
entertainment, you get, you know, I mean, all, you know, you get an open bar for 2 hours on Friday and Saturday. You get, you know, so like
Right.
it's,
Classes, shopping. It is. It's a whole vacation weekend. Just kinky.
Yeah,
mhm.
just kinky, that's
Just
all.
for the naughties.
Yeah. Just a little
The
naughty
naughties.
vacation.
Sammy's light went off.
I know. I saw.
Oh.
He went to the dark side.
That's right.
Hey, at least you see I'm real though. I mean, ta-da.
Oh, he's back.
Yay!
See, and silly shit like that, I just leave in because I like doing a real podcast. It's real people talking. Shit happens. My battery for my light went out. I was like, oh no. And then I looked like some fucking Sith Lord sitting here in the dark, like, let's talk kink.
Yeah, very ominous of you.
Yes, yes. So, with an event of this scale, how do you keep safety and consent front and center for the whole weekend?
I mean, I can answer that one.
Sure.
Yeah, I see you pointing at me. Um, Safety and consent are number one. They're number one at my own parties. They're number I have it at my house. So I take
Right.
that very, very seriously. Because I'm giving out, my home address. That's kind of how I feel about the hotel takeover. I'm giving out my home address. I'm giving out the address that we're going to be responsible for the next, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have a combination of, well, along with the normal, you're going to fill out a waiver, you're going to, check ID, we're going to, you know, uh, go through, I run the free registries. So
Okay.
there's free registries out there, violent offenders and sexual predators. So for my own parties, I do that for everybody regardless, guy, girl, or whatever, because I want to be fair to everybody and I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable
Mm-hmm.
being in my house. With the hotel takeover, unfortunately, on something that big of a scale,
I
we're
was gonna say,
doing we're doing hired security, we are
oh.
doing volunteer security, we are doing volunteers on every floor. We will have like the entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be entertainment on each floor, but those will all be connected to us. So, we will have ears and eyes on every single floor. And then obviously, we got dungeon monitors
Oh yeah.
running all day long. So there will always be a dungeon monitor in there. Um, and just yeah, it's you'll you'll see security everywhere in some fashion. And you'll see lots of staff t-shirts, security t-shirts.
Right.
Um, then the hired security, obviously, you can pick out,
Oh yeah. Just look at
a
their
bunch of
belt.
kinky people, and then there's people in suits with guns. So
Yeah.
Well, there's also
So
like
there's
so many of us, right? That like everybody's watching. Like it's not even
oh
a
yeah.
question. Like
yeah, absolutely.
we're
And
all
that
in on the security meetings. We all know. It's just
yep.
whether or not that's your dedicated job, but that doesn't mean you're not paying active attention at all
Oh,
times.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kink community, I think it's very well at that, like you're saying, we just keep an eye out. And if you see something kind of maybe off, it's like, hey, you okay? Everything good? All right, just making sure. And
Well,
it's
that
just
and
a
like
friendly little check-in.
it's
Yep.
snitch sounds such a bad word, but people will snitch on you so fast. Like, don't even start. Like, somebody's gonna come say something if you're being foolish. So,
Yeah.
and
Don't
it's
fuck
wonderful.
around.
Like, that's what you want. Yeah, exactly. Or you're going to
Oh
find
yeah.
out. Like, like this is a lot on the line for a lot of people, and it's really exciting. So, like, it's
And
good
we
to
don't
have so
want
many
one bad
people.
apple to ruin. It's like get them the fuck
Right.
out.
It
Fuck
takes one
this.
idiot.
Yeah.
So,
That's what it's all about, is catching it early.
yes.
You catch it early. Like Haley said, with having a lot of eyes out there, with having security walking every floor, um, you're going to catch it early, and then
Yeah.
it's going to be something where you're going to be confined to your hotel room for the weekend, or you can leave, or
Yeah.
you can just leave and you're not welcome back.
Right.
um but it'll be something that will be nipped in the bud real quick.
I know one of the biggest things I always look out for is I've volunteered at events before too, and it's like always when you see someone overserved or taking too much party favors, you can normally spot
Mhm.
that out right away. And I go to the nearest person like, hey, just that guy's stumbling or very erratic. You might just want to keep an eye on them. Or girls,
We
girls too.
appreciate
Sorry to
that.
keep saying guys.
Oh yeah.
Nope. No, we appreciate that. We appreciate that more than people understand, because everybody's there to have a safe time.
Yeah,
Everybody's there to do really fucked up shit in
true. Very
a
true.
really safe manner or
There you
unsafe
go.
manner, as long as there's consent. But
Hmm.
there's way more trust in that than going to an IT convention where everybody's getting blackout drunk and doing crazy stuff back in their hotel rooms.
Right.
You know, we keep it above board. We do crazy shit without getting drunk.
There you go.
Well, and we do have we do have the open bar, which I know was concerning for some folks, but what we decided to kind of do was that if you're going to be imbibing, we're going to all know because you're going to be having a wristband on that shows us that you've imbibed, and that
Mhm.
you were drinking,
Oh.
so that we can kind of keep an eye on that. And
Hmm.
I have a big rule in mind at my events is that, if the way that you leave is how you'll be offered to kind of come back. So if you're a dick and we're having to force you out, you're not coming back. But
No.
if you're like, hey man, I totally understand. I'm so sorry. I'll go sit in my room or I'll just leave.
Yeah,
Then we'll talk about if you're
that's
coming
the
back or
proper
not. Like
way.
you'll be able to have a
Mm,
conversation with us. But yeah, how you leave is how you come back. I'm not gonna
I love that.
we're a group of all women, like, and so I having to try to throw people out of stuff was always fun, and so I
You're
had to
like,
kind
I
of make
got
that
it.
rule. Yeah, I had to make that rule pretty apparent because I was like, I'm not gonna deal with you, like I don't care if you're a dude and you've been drinking or you're a chick and you've been drinking. We're not doing this,
No,
like we're
Colette ain't playing.
just not,
No, she does not.
so
She
yeah, and I won't allow people to abuse my staff and to abuse the people that are volunteering and working with us either. That's a big thing. It's almost like,
That's really good to hear.
you can't abuse our wait staff at our restaurants either, or else you'll
Oh
be asked
no.
not to come back because they're a part of our
mhm.
stuff too.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we're taking care of them as well. So that goes for everybody. If you're abusive and you start to be too much, you're just gonna be asked to, yeah, go sit in your hotel room and we'll watch to make sure, or,
Right.
you might need to pack up and go.
So now, fun question for everyone. So, what's something about organizing an event like this that would surprise people?
Oh Lord.
Are you pointing to me?
I'm pointing to all you.
I was gonna
Oh
say, Colette's in
man,
my bottom left and she's pointing left. I'm like, wait, that's my closet. Where's she pointing?
I know,
Right.
that's what I was wondering. I'm like, where is she pointing to? Um, I guess for me, and I used to do retail management. So
Okay.
I used to have to like make schedules for, you know, 30, 40 high school kids.
Oh
Um,
God. I don't want to work Friday.
yeah, no, exactly. Nobody wants to work Friday or Saturday. But I think scheduling, you wouldn't realize how many people it actually takes to put on an event like this, and
Hmm.
how community driven it really is, because we rely heavily on volunteers
Mhm.
Yeah.
to help us, and the volunteers, they have to go through a vetting process themselves. So just to be open to volunteer to help us is amazing. but to get all those slots filled and to make sure everybody knows what they're doing and is in the right spot at the right time, and it can be a little tricky.
Yeah, and you're right, it is. It definitely also has that, like, customer service aspect of, because you could have just dealt with the jackwad down the hall that was throwing himself everywhere, thinking that, he gets to be some type of way, or she, and then having to make sure you walk down the hall again with a smile on, being like, "Okay, we're having a good time. We're at an event. We're
Yeah.
doing good." And then doing that knowing that, like, you have 2, 3 days of go, 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 almost no sleep.
Oof.
Your boots on the ground running the entire time, and you have to be alert because there's no option, because again, there's a safety issue.
Yeah.
So,
Celsius.
yeah, Celsius, yeah, for me it's Monster, but just you're gonna keep going.
Right.
But it's also, like, on top of that, doesn't matter, like, how long you go, just how rewarding it is at the end. So,
Mm.
it's so much fun, but again, it is, like he said, most people don't realize how much work and how much planning. Like, this is in October, and we've been talking about it since the last one ended, like,
Oh,
nonstop.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
like last
All
November.
year, it is a plan for
Wow.
the next one, and it's meetings.
It's like next day. All right, let's start planning next year. Let's go.
No, that's legit what she
It
said
really
when we
kind of
finished
is.
it.
It's like, oh, this worked well. This worked well. We want to add this. We want to add this. We want to do this.
It's
Yep.
like, Colette, I'm not even home yet, dude. Come on.
Yep.
I know my girls hate me. They hate me sometimes. You know.
Her brain is
Yeah.
always going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll reiterate that, yeah, it's the work. People don't recognize the amount of work that goes into this.
Hmm.
It's a full-time job on top of, you know, it really is. I would come home from work and I'll be working all night on EM stuff and getting people in rooms and getting promos done and figuring out who's going where and updating vendor lists and updating educators and making sure everybody's got contracts and making sure,
Oh
like
yeah.
all of it, like you don't recognize really just how much work and how much it takes a community to kind of do this. You can't do it by yourself. I
Right.
learned that a long time ago. Can't do it by yourself. So yeah, but I do. I usually give them about 3 weeks. And then I'm like, all right,
Okay. Okay.
next one. We're going. I mean, we've already started with the themes for next year, and we
Mhm.
haven't even finished
Gosh,
this one yet. So
We're like, "Shh, focus."
Focus. Focus.
focus.
But wait. It's like, no, write it down, set it aside. We can't talk about it
Yeah.
yet.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so and for this one, I really want to know. So, on a personal level, what does this event mean to each one of you?
I think I can go first on this one. Um, so for me, I'm all about, like, helping to facilitate spaces where people
Hmm.
can feel super comfortable and safe to express themselves in ways they ideally can't due to societal norms in everyday life. And I get so much joy from that, and
Oh,
just getting to help in any way I can to be like, it doesn't matter if I'm getting you a bottle of water, right? Like, because you're tired afterwards. It's very fulfilling for me to get to help and be a part of something bigger for such a niche group that is
right.
sometimes looked at in such a negative light, but it's so wholesome and lovely when you get together and you have everybody in that space and everybody's on the same page for something really beautiful, and I just love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I didn't think about that. Looking on the outside, it's like, oh my God, they're kinksters. And it's like you walk in,
They're
it's
all naked and hitting each other. Like,
right. No, we love hugging. We're very
yeah,
welcoming. It's the polar opposite what people would think from the outside walking in. It just
yes.
amazes me.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's just like being in the community and kind of growing up in the community, to be able to be a part of something, kind of like Haley said, that's just bigger than me. That's
Hmm.
bringing, more than just our three communities together.
Right.
It's bringing not even Chicagoland together. It's bringing people from out of town. It's bringing,
Nationwide.
Yeah,
yeah,
truly.
and it's so fulfilling for me to be a part of that and to say I helped put that on. I
There you
helped
go.
make everybody smile. I helped with the freak show and everybody just jaws dropped, and I got to be a part of that. I think that's just super fulfilling for me.
Nice. Love that. Yeah. The stepping back, it's like, yep, I helped make that happen.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like that's pretty cool. Look at how
Right.
much everybody just enjoyed themselves, for
Yeah,
me to
exactly.
just for me to just, sit back and see how much everybody's enjoying themselves, everybody's having a great time.
That's the payoff.
Nobody's worrying about nothing, and I was able to be a part of that. That's awesome.
Perfectly said. Absolutely. Colette, I
My
can't wait to
turn.
hear you. Yep.
Well, like I said, this is a goal. This is something that I've been working towards for a really long time that I know that we need. And I want to be the one to provide it, or I want our community to be the one to provide it. And I wanted it to be, they're right. I have thousands of ideas always going through my head, and so
Hmm.
I wanted this to be something different. I wanted something unlike any other thing that that any other group is kind of doing. And I love the idea that, the Venn diagram between people who love horror and Halloween and Kingsters is
Yes.
just a big circle,
Uh-huh.
and so all of these themes that we came up with are immersive and people want to be a part of the show. And so it's not just us doing the acting and our actors doing the acting, but it's going to be you guys doing the acting too, and the
Hmm.
vendors getting into it, and and everybody just having a really good time and playing the part. And so I thought that that would be just really wonderful. And it's something again that is not done, and you don't see um too often or at all, and so why not? We can do it, and I know that we
Yeah.
can. Our community is pretty fucking amazing. And so I know that, we brought in haunts, people who are haunts in the community to walk through with us and show us like how we're going to decorate and how we're going to do this,
Oh,
how it's going to
okay.
be so immersive, how, I mean, like we're really thinking of every step to make it an absolute experience. So, yeah, so this is just the culmination of a goal, and
Yeah.
making it bigger and better every year. Hmm.
And it's funny you mentioned that. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, I'm a huge horror fucking nerd. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so that was my jam. The second you said that, I started thinking like everyone that I am friends with that's into horror is also into kink. I'm like, shit, were we being programmed as children? Like, there's some scenes
Hopefully.
in horror movies. I'm like, wait a minute. That explains so much.
Yep.
Why did I always
Well,
like the villain?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, here, so of course, for all the newbie people listening who have never attended to an event like this or may be hesitant or curious, what would each of you say to them? What would be like your gentle pitch to come have fun and come explore with us?
I can start. I would say for the AKE, um, whether you're new, you're seasoned, or curious, from whatever side of the slash you are, or whatever you identify as, there's going to be something for everyone. Even if you just want to go there in jeans and a t-shirt, there have been
Hmm,
people that go there in jeans and a t-shirt, and that's okay too. We want you to be able
nice.
to unmask and be yourselves for a weekend. It should be like a vacation. It should be a vacation. And if you're just there to watch, great. If you're
Right.
there to participate, great. But there's going to be always something to do for you all weekend.
Love that too. And especially with the jeans and t-shirt, because of course, a lot of parties have very strict dress code policies. And I've been to one where, yeah, you try to wear jeans and they're like, nope, you got to go put dress pants on or something slutty. I don't know. But they're like, no jeans. I'm like, what the fuck does it matter?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I don't just take them off and
No,
my
but
dick
I
will be
mean
out.
that's
We'll go from there.
but that is something that I know that I've heard from other people, a lot more. I would say at more swinger events, they really like to keep a dress code.
True. Yes.
But to just let people know that there is no dress code.
Come as
Dress
you
in
are.
nothing all weekend. Dress in basketball shorts and a tank top.
Right,
That's
wear a
You know,
another
cosplay.
big
We don't
one.
care. Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Just be yourself.
yeah. And then, because also, like, Colette had mentioned earlier, because I know, like, we have a lot of people who have things like anxiety, and it's nerve-wracking to walk in and be like, there's a bunch of people who definitely know more than I do. I don't know, but like, but also wanting to take part in this almost immersive theater experience of
Ooh, okay, I
the
like that.
mesh of like kink and horror and just fun and theatrics. It's you you don't have to be anything. You don't have to even know if you want a role within like the kink lifestyle. You can come and explore that and just sit in a class, or you can DM any of us. You can be like, "Hey, I have questions." Fantastic. Reach out.
Yeah, let's talk.
None of us are scary. Like, we are all so excited when new people come talk to us because we've all been there. We all attended our first event at some point, and we all remember that. So
Oh yeah.
trust me, it is catered as much as we can to the person's first day of kink as it is to someone who like goes nationwide to hotel takeovers. Like, it is a big effort on our part to make you as comfortable as possible.
All right, Clay, close us out. What you got?
Well, I will say that, we always have our happy smiling faces sitting right up front. So you will be the first people that you see. My face will be one of the first faces that you see. And I'll always help. I'm always the one that's gonna be running people around and doing this and doing that and explaining things to folks, and so that's what you're supposed to do. And so I find that I take that very seriously, and I know walking into your first event can be really scary. So I want to make it as pleasant and wonderful as possible. But I also want to remind people too that, like, the whole point of a hotel is that you have your room. So if you really need to decompress and you need to
Yep,
get away,
absolutely.
you can go off to your room and
Yeah.
chill out for a little bit and then
Yeah.
come back down and do stuff. We're not gonna,
Power
you
nap.
don't have, there's nothing
Yeah,
that
you
you
can watch
have to
SVU
do.
on repeat. You can
Yeah,
Mm.
watch like the SVU
and
channel.
yeah, and we're also too, we're getting so many different of the vendors involved in regards to like tastings and like helping
Oh,
people with oh yeah, all Saturday there will be a vendor in the dungeon every hour doing tastings of all of their products and their things, because who's the best to show you how to use it than the person that's made it.
yeah.
And we wanted to do that to make it so that people could feel like, okay, I never thought about how to use this, but now I know I can use it this way because the person that created it showed me. And it's also to allowing you to like talk to these people. We've got
Yeah.
vendors
Face to
coming
face.
from all over the place. We've got Dark Garden Boutique is coming from California. We got Too Hot to Handle Candles, and they're coming from Pittsburgh. Dragon Tales just signed up. They're coming from North Carolina. We've
Ooh,
got Brock
okay.
and Brett Sheba, and AIS coming from Ohio. So like people are coming from all over the place just to make it an experience for the folks that are coming. So, we're doing this for you guys, and we all love it.
Mhm.
As much work as it is,
We
we all
really
love
do.
it. Yeah,
The
this is our
labor of
this is
love.
our secret kink.
Yeah.
The secret kink. There
No.
we go. Organizing events.
Yeah,
New kink unlocked.
Right.
yeah, definitely.
Well, shit. I mean, after those three, I don't see any reason why people are waiting. So, where can people go to find more info, to grab their tickets, reserve? What is the process for that?
So you can go to elginmunchers.org and find the ticket spot, or you could go to Zephy and find us under Elgin Munchers. FetLife has been our main hub for a minute though. And so always Elgin Munchers on FetLife. But you can also go through any of the other groups as well. And I know like Sparkelli's got their own discount code. Keek and DeKal will have their own discount code. So
Oh,
like we're putting that type of stuff out there so they'll be able to like send you in the right place. But Yeah, typically through FetLife. Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all of that, we still have stuff on there as well.
Okay.
That's our other side of our marketing. And so you can find all of the discount codes for that stuff over on that side if that's is that your jam instead of, Fet. But yeah, it's all out there. So or just reach out. We'll definitely send you the link to buy your ticket,
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love that. Thank you, everyone, for the time, 10. Yeah, clearly, boys, girls, theys, thems. If you've been thinking about stepping into the community, exploring curiosities, or like we said, just seeing what a full hotel takeover kink event looks like, this might be your sign to go get tickets now before they sell out. Yeah, again, Brian, Colette, Haley, thank you so much. I absolutely will be checking in soon and can't wait for the event itself.
Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate it.
Very exciting.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hell
And
yeah, we'll
Sammy,
be
remember
talking soon.
we want you to be there too. So, so you could
Oh
do
yeah,
your
I'm
do your
working on that.
podcast
Believe you
live.
me, we're
Yeah.
gonna make something happen. Absolutely. All
That's
right.
a
Well,
whole other new part that's gonna be exciting.
see, there we go. My pretty little face right there.
Perfect.
Well, you all have a great night. We will be talking down the road.
No need to knock, the door's unlocked. Come on in, let's have some fun. We'll make it hot, won't wanna stop. Slide on into Suburban Slut. No need to knock, the door's unlocked. Come on in, let's have some fun. We'll make it hot, won't wanna stop. Slide on into Suburban Slut.